Hello, today is June 26, 2019, second episode of Bauer Sports Talk. Bauer Sports Talk is brought to you by Bauer Snow Maintenance. You name it, we plow it.
Topics for today is the NBA Championship Finals, NBA Free Agency, the NBA Draft, 2 early fantasy football talks, any MLB subject you can think of, and do we have a World Series projection? Yes, we do.
Oh, baby.
Alright, let's first get started with the finals.
Alright, we kind of forgot something here. We've got a special guest on today's podcast, my boy, Nicky G.
Pleasure to be here.
He is a Phillies fan and a Dolphins fan.
Very rare
and
here
a
in
Red
Northern
Wings
Pennsylvania.
We,
Red Wings, oh, I didn't know that.
we don't know if we really want him here, but he's here, and
He's
we
good.
welcome him.
To all my non-Pittsburgh fans out there, got you guys.
Alright, let's first get started with the NBA Finals. I know we had a lot of talks going on. Of course, the Raptors won. Everyone thinks the Warriors are done for. They're not going to win anymore. Kawhi Leonard gets MVP. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I'll let Nicky G go first since he's the guest.
I mean, he was pretty good, like he did clutch up in a couple situations, but I feel like Pascal Siakam should have got it.
Well, Pascal Siakam did get Most Improved Player of the Year at the NBA Awards ceremony just the other day, which he greatly deserved that. I know, Chops, you've been really flying high on Fred VanVleet. He had a couple big games. What do you think about that?
That man had ice water in his veins in the finals. He put that team on his back and he carried those bitches home. He brought the championship to Toronto. He should have been the MVP. He was Mr. Fourth Quarter. He was this year's Isaiah Thomas. I think he should have been
I think maybe
MVP.
some of Kawhi's performances in the games leading up to the finals might have had an effect on why he got it, because as you all remember that shot against Milwaukee.
No, that was the Sixers. It was in Joel Embiid's face, remember? He was crying like a little bitch after the game.
Yeah.
Crying in his girlfriend's arms.
Oh, yeah, well, whatever. But that shot was pretty clutch. I think that may have had
A sway unresolved.
All right, well, they beat the Warriors, and everyone was flying high on Dub City because, you know what? Let's say they had a big super team. They really did. And, of course, shout out to Klay Thompson. He's a hell of a fighter, fighting through the injury. But you got to hit free agency this summer, and we're finally here.
Did we witness the end of a dynasty?
Yes, we did witness an end of a dynasty.
I think we did because, KD just declined his offer, and
That was today.
that was today, and that is huge because KD, I think, can make a playoff team just by his presence.
I second that.
I don't know. If it's the East, yeah. If it's the West, LeBron is the greatest player to ever touch this earth, other than arguably Michael Jordan. And he joined the Lakers, and they missed the playoffs this year. So I don't know if KD were to go join the Phoenix Suns, if they would be a playoff team.
You
I
think
do-
he's
I think
joining
that-
the Phoenix?
No, I'm saying hypothetically, if he joined the Phoenix Suns, do you think they'd be a playoff team?
Yes, I do think they
You
would.
think?
They got
I-
Booker.
Booker
Ayton.
ain't no
Booker,
scrub.
Ayton.
Booker ain't no scrub, but still.
Well, where do you think that KD could end up this free agency? Where do you think he could end up?
Nets. I think he's going to go to a New York team.
Do you think, talking about the Nets, do you think the Nets have the ability to keep D'Angelo Russell and sign Kyrie?
I think they offended D'Angelo Russell going to get Kyrie. D'Angelo Russell just came off All-Star season. He was, by the way, any 2K fans out there, he's a fucking legend. you gotta play with him. I think that was a big slap in the face for him, and you know what? I think they're gonna regret that decision. He could end up being a good player.
I think D'Angelo Russell should go to the Lakers if he was smart.
A little reunion.
Yeah, a little reunion with LeBron and AD. That'd be a hell of a lineup. You got Kuzma.
All I gotta
They could go
say,
pretty far.
if Kemba Walker, you're out here watching this video today, my advice to you is
Little Hornets fan over
stay
here.
with Charlotte. Okay,
Little Hornets fan over here.
live and breathe Charlotte Hornets. I don't like what they did in the draft. We'll talk about that later. But Kemba, you are the
Hate to
face
see
of
it.
this franchise. It's run by MJ. I love them. Do I like what they did this year in free agency so far? No. But everyone's going to come back if they re-sign Kemba Walker. Kemba, please stay. Love you, bro.
Well,
There's been talk that he's
yeah, there's
going
been
to
some
Boston.
talk that he's been thinking about going to Boston.
Boston and LA they want
Boston,
they want that Moody.
Boston
They
freed
want
up
that
some
Moody.
cap space by trading Baines to the Suns.
They're
And
not
anyway-
resigning Horford or Kyrie. I'm pretty sure Kyrie told him that he wants no part of them. So they got, I think it's about $23 million in cap space. I personally think they should use that to re-sign my boy Scary Terry. Get that young core back. I mean, not this past season, but the season before, they really teared it up in the playoffs there. They got to the conference finals. That was the last year LeBron was in Cleveland. I think Jason Tatum is going to be a star this coming season. I think they just took the ball out of his hands way too much with Kyrie coming back. I think he's the next like LeBron, KD caliber player in the league.
Terry
Really?
Rozier.
No,
Jason
Jason Tatum.
Oh.
He's a baller.
Aside from point guards and stuff, about KD, another team that I think he might go to, LA Clippers. There's
If
been some
anyone
talk.
goes there, it's Kawhi, but I think Kawhi's going back to Toronto. How can you leave a team after you just won a championship? Brought the first championship to a whole country. Whole country.
I mean,
You
with
can't leave.
Ted Van Fleet, with Ice
Fred,
Water,
not
is-
Ted. Jesus lover. It's Fred.
Fred, with him with the ice water, he might be wanting some more minutes, shooting the ball more often. Kawhi won't get to score as much. That could have a role in, depending on if he goes back.
Yeah, but let's be real here. Kyle Lowry has a tendency to disappear sometimes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, exactly. You forgot about him because he didn't do anything.
You know what? All I gotta say, Charlotte Hornets, make some moves this free agency. Your fan
They
base
ain't gonna
is,
do it.
Your fan base is not happy. Re-sign Kemba, make some moves.
Heat fans love what you're doing, Charlotte. Keep it up. Let Tyler Hero fall right in our laps again.
All right, let's talk about the NBA draft. First off, you know, we'll start, of course, with the big headlines. Zion going to the Pelicans. We talked about that in our last talk show. It was kind of a given going in. I still am a firm believer that you're going to see more production from R.J. Barrett at the New York Knicks.
Yes, I do agree with that. I think the
You want-
Pelicans are going to regret this trade because
whoa.
I think with Jackson Hayes down there, I think they could have traded or got a free agent that's a better power forward
He's
and
a
filled
center,
that
bro.
spot.
He's a center.
He's-
Zion's playing for.
Yeah, I know.
Why'd you say it was the four?
I'm saying that they could have got a better power forward.
Then Zion?
Yeah,
I
because
agree with that.
they have Hayes, who's going to be locking up the bottom, and then
They're
Ball Ingram.
They're gonna be playing
Shooting
small
guard.
ball. I'm telling you, they're gonna be running a 7 seconds offense. Okay, they're gonna be pushing the pace. They got 2 point guards in there with Lonzo Ball and Drew Holiday. Let's be real, Drew Holiday is not a 2 guard. He's a point.
Still go back to the fact, though. R.J. Barrett.
He's the best player in the draft,
Yes.
other than possibly John Morant, which I think that is an absolute steal for a Grizzlies franchise that has been hurting for a while.
Do you think that the Grizzlies, who do you think is going to benefit more from that, though? Is John Morant going to be the face of the Grizzlies and lead the Grizzlies? Or are the Jazz going to benefit from getting Mike Conley? I mean, you know they moved Mike Conley because they thought they were getting John Morant.
He had a shitty contract though too.
I mean,
how old he is.
Mike Conley could bring some veteran advice to up and coming like Donovan Mitchell and Dante Exum.
The
Maybe
Spider.
after he retires, they could go on. I mean, Gobert.
Yeah.
If they kept.
I mean,
him,
shout out to Rudy Gobert, too. He has had so many defensive players of the year. Coming from a defensive specialist like me, I love you, bro. Keep it up.
I think long term, Grizzlies are better off. They got rid of that contract. They got one of the most. I think he's gonna be another one to sell tickets. John Morant. You pair him.
You know who he really reminds me of?
Who's that?
My boy, the answer, Allen Iverson.
AI.
the same build, the same play.
That's bold. I think he's a little.
Mark my words.
He's a little mixture of Russ and Curry. He's got the pop of Russ at the rim, but can shoot.
Yeah,
like
he
Curry.
can shoot.
I don't know.
With the Kyrie handles.
I personally think R.J. Barrett's going to be the best one to come out of the
Here's
draft.
the thing, though.
I thought that ever since March Madness and all that. And if KD would go to the Knicks, that'd be a hell of a
I think
duo.
deloading D'Angelo Russell
He needs
should
to
go to
LA.
the Knicks. He needs to go to the Knicks.
Go to LA.
Crosstown boys, okay? Get to play with R.J. Barrett. Get him under your wing. You and R.J., you can build for a couple years. Get another young player to play with you. Recruit somebody in free agency, or let's be honest, they're probably going to be a lottery team again in the draft because it's the fucking New York Knicks.
But
I
one thing
think
we
that's
can't forget,
but
they
there's
are going to
some
go for
problems.
D'Angelo Russell because they got Frank, whatever. his last-
Ntilikina, and he's a
Ntilikina.
bust.
But they're probably going to keep him at point guard and move Barrett to a 2 guard. And why would they waste money on getting D'Angelo when they could go for
I mean,
KD?
they do have Kevin Knox, who
That'd be good.
I think he might have been rookie first team last year. I cannot confirm or deny that. I'll look her up real quick. But
As you're doing that, let's talk. Which team do you think got the best out of the NBA draft?
the Miami Heat. that's not true.
I think the Knicks got the steal with R.J. Barrett.
I think the
That's
Bulls
not.
got-
That's not really a
That's not
steal
the same
though.
question.
Well, I guess
He's
he's
number
sweet.
3 overall pick.
I know.
They only had one pick in the draft, didn't they?
I'm going to be honest, I didn't really stay up to date with the draft. I don't even know who my favorite team drafted. Never heard of the guy, but all I know is about the top 10 picks.
All I gotta say is before we get into that, Charlotte Hornets, what the heck are you doing drafting
They're
PJ
helping
Washington?
the Miami Heat get an
All right.
absolute dog.
All right, the Miami Heat are in your division. Tyler
I
Hero
know.
is a shooter that is lights out. Not only did you have Bull, which I know is very risky to draft him, but he is a very good figure to have on the court. You had Carson Edwards up at that point. You had so many names that you could have drafted, and you drafted PJ Washington. You know what? I wasn't a big fan of Miles Bridges' draft a couple years ago, but he panned out. He's been a very good player. I don't feel that way for PJ Washington or Cody Martin. I just don't like it, and you know what? I think this is why we're not having success getting into the playoffs. We need to draft better players. We've had the opportunity, we just don't execute. But on another topic, the team that got the best out of the draft was the Washington Wizards.
That is facts.
They
Them or Atlanta. Atlanta had another good draft this year.
Atlanta did too.
Cam Reddish, first pick going to Atlanta.
He wasn't their first pick. He was their second pick in the first
Yeah.
round.
Oh, yeah.
They picked DeAndre Hunter first, and
In number 4.
which I like that, but I know that when me and Chops were watching the draft together that night, Rui Hachimura, yeah, that name, the guy from Japan that is freaking awesome. Let me tell you that. He, I think, is a steal. He fits in the NBA. He just looks good in the NBA. Later in the draft, they went and got Admiral Schofield.
Second
I don't know
round
if
steal.
you guys watched the NCAA March Madness
Tennessee
tournament,
was picking.
but that guy worked on teams. He was the second highlight reel other than Zion, and that's just because everyone was talking about Zion. Admiral Schofield put guys on posters. He's an absolute monster. He is DK Metcalf, of course, my brother, of the NFL in the NBA for me.
Who's that?
Admiral Schofield.
Admiral Chef. He's a dog, but let me tell you, I'm excited about what my Miami Heat did in the draft. You know, the Charlotte Hornets helping us out. Let Tyler Hero, an absolute dog, just fall right into our lap.
Suck my
Let
nuts.
him pop threes right in their face for at least the next 4 years of his career. Hopefully, he's a Heat lifer. But, love the pick. Love it. And then you move up to the second pick in the second round. Get my boy KZ. I'll be honest, never heard of him in his life, but if they're willing to move up for him, he must be fucking good. So I love the pick.
about the NBA draft, let's talk about Taco Fall going undrafted and signing with the Celtics. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think it's a decent move for the Celtics. I mean, like
And
I
they
said
traded
earlier,
away Aaron Baines, and they lost their 2 centers that got minutes.
Like
so
I
they're
said-
gonna have to replace that somehow.
Bull is a great figure to have on the court. Taco Fall is like Bull. Okay. Anyway,
Wait, didn't Bull get traded to the Celtics? Or no, that was Denver. Denver
That was
traded
Denver.
the Heat.
I honestly thought Taco Fall was going to get drafted this year. I didn't think he would go undrafted. What do you guys have to say about him going undrafted? Do you think he should have went drafted or what?
Anything. I mean, tall players usually have knee issues. That's a major risk. I mean,
think
he
if
didn't do terrible for
Then Bull
UCF,
was.
but let's be real. If you're in college, you gotta be a standout player to get in that NBA draft, get drafted. I mean, Admiral Schofield didn't get drafted until the 2nd round. He was a pretty good player. It's the best of the best, plain and simple.
he went later than the 2nd round.
There's only
Admiral
2 rounds. There's only 2 rounds of NBA draft,
Right. Just a little shout out to all my Pittsburgh fans out there. Tonight's the night. Vote Josh Bell, All-Star finalist. We need him. We want him.
Believe.
He has the same initials as me, so you gotta love him. You love me,
Love
you
JB.
love Josh Bell. JB for life.
As all the 2Kers out there know, sometimes the undraftees sometimes turn out to
Turn
be
out to be
fucking
legends.
gods.
Legends.
Like me and Mason, me and Chop's players. Pretty damn good.
Well, what do we want to talk about next? Talk about a little fantasy football?
Let's talk a little NBA free agency.
Oh yeah.
NBA free agency.
Yeah. We were talking about Kevin Durant. That was it.
Alright, okay.
Let me pull up.
Let's
let me pull
bring
up
back, let's bring back the
list of free
NBA
agents.
super team of the Dub City Warriors. I really like to talk about this because,
The band's breaking
Okay.
up.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly right. Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
My bad. I had a
Can't-
little talking.
He can't carry a team by himself. Him and Draymond Green.
I think they should get rid of Draymond.
The thing
I think
is,
that it's about
give
time for a
him
rebuild.
the
And
boot.
I think it's about time for a rebuild.
Klay Thompson wants a max.
They're just in the finals. They're not going to rebuild.
Klay Thompson wants a max contract. I don't think that he will be with the Warriors next year. I don't
even think he'll be playing next year.
I don't think. Yeah, he's not going to
He's
be
not
playing
gonna
next
play.
year.
Neither
But
is KD.
I don't think. Of course, KD's not going to be with them next year.
You don't think?
KD?
You don't think he'll resign? Oh, fuck.
No, hell no.
Oh, hell no. I think he should have opted in personally. Because it's not like he's gonna play this year. Opt in, sit there, collect your money, get that 31 mil for just sitting there on the bench with
No.
your blown out knee. Collect that and then hit free agency hard next year. Revamped, reloaded, ready to get some dubs, and then you can just spend the whole next year talking to other teams. I mean, technically it's not legal, but how are they gonna figure out?
Do you think, this is another subject in the NBA, do you think with the fallout of Chris Paul and James Harden, do you think
that's
James
fake
Harden
news? Are you
could
buying it?
benefit from that?
Are you buying it, or you think it's fake news?
I'm buying it.
You're
because
buying it.
honestly, the Rockets have not made it to a finals with those two. They've made it to the playoffs, yes, but once they got to the playoffs, they have shit the bed. Alright?
Who are you talking about? Chris Paul and James Harden?
Houston.
The Rockets.
Or just as a whole?
As a
The
whole.
Rockets.
You're hearing it here first, folks. Chris Paul's leaving the Rockets. Him and James Harden do not get along. Chris Paul wants to run the show, but James Harden. You guys got to admit he's.
I gotta give a little shout out to Adam Wojnarowski. He tweeted earlier today that the Rockets were looking on trading. They had Clint Capella on the trade block and 3 other starters from
Eric
last year.
Gordon.
Eric Gordon
is on there.
that they said they could trade. Now
I think if I'm Houston Rockets ownership, here's what I am telling. What's their GM's name? I know it. I can't think of what it is right now. But he's a pretty good GM, whatever his name is. I forget it, but I know it. I might get back to you on that. But if I'm the GM, I am calling the 76ers and Jimmy Butler, and I'm saying this. Let's do a sign and trade. I'll take Jimmy. We'll give you Chris Paul, and we'll give you our first rounder for next year. Is that a deal? And I think if you're the Houston Rockets, that is an absolute steal. Plus, if you're the Sixers, you get a veteran point guard to show Ben Simmons the ropes, give him a little more intellect. I mean, obviously, pretty good players.
Yeah, I was
in the
gonna
NBA.
say I don't think Ben Simmons needs a guy.
I'm just saying it's not gonna hurt.
You guys think Kristaps Porzingis is going to stay with the Mavericks? He's a free agent this year.
I think him and Luka are about to be the foreign motherfuckers.
He's definitely staying.
We got Danny Green on the free agent block, Tobias Harris, DeMarcus Cousins, Jimmy Butler,
We were just
Klay
talking about
Thompson,
them again.
Kemba, Kyrie, Kawhi.
I think if you're the Lakers, also forget Kemba. You know, you can have LeBron on the point if you want.
That's
I
because
think you
Kemba's
wanna
staying
go-
in Charlotte.
I think you want to go. I think they should be looking at Jimmy Butler. I think Jimmy Butler is that third piece that could put a team over the top. You put Jimmy Butler with AD and LeBron, that's a defensive nightmare. That'd be a good freaking team.
I don't know.
I think Tobias Harris is staying in
I don't
Philly.
think Jimmy would like to do that because he's kind of one of those guys who likes to run the show, and I don't think he would want to share the time with AD. But I don't know if you guys know, but Jonas Valanciunas
Jonas Valanciunas.
is a free agent. You think he's gonna stay with the Raptors or
But he got traded from Marc Gasol.
today?
Marc Gasol just won an NBA championship with the Raptors, boy.
This is going to
It's
be
a
a
trade
fun,
deadline
a
deal.
little topic right here.
Oh my god.
We're talking about NBA super teams. Do you think that the MLB is getting their own super teams?
I don't know.
I mean,
I gotta be honest with
the
you.
Dodgers.
Look at the Dodgers. Look at the Yankees.
The Dodgers and Yankees are always good because they're the biggest markets that can spend the most money.
That's because everyone's going to.
That's where, like, baseball is completely different than every other major league sport. You can spend as much money as you want. Like,
No, you can't.
There's a salary cap.
they're still more willing to spend money in MLB than any other league. Look at the Pittsburgh Pirates, man. They don't spend any money, and we've been shitty for years. That's why.
Let's talk about the Phillies dumping about $400 million or something for 13 years for Bryce Harper. I don't know if they should have done it. Maybe
They're tanking.
maybe
right
about a 5-year deal and see how he's doing when he reaches about 28.
Right now,
30.
the Braves, as I see on the computer right here, the Braves are in first place. And the Braves have at least a 6-game lead on them, if I'm correct. And I really don't buy the Phillies. I don't buy them making the playoffs. I know they're right there in the wild card race. But
I gotta be honest. I haven't followed any baseball. Are the Red Sox good? Because that's usually who I root for in the playoffs.
the Red Sox have been climbing, but not as much.
Ben Attendee has an awesome freaking name, and he plays that green monster like a champ. I love it.
I think that about the Braves, I think that they could make a hell of a playoff run this year with Albies, Acuna, Freeman. They got a hell of an infield, and they're out. Or wait, Acuna plays center, doesn't he?
Junior plays second base.
No, Albies plays second base. They got a pretty good lineup. I think they got Josh Reddick in right field, if I'm not mistaken. But
Making pages. Not sure who plays for the Astros.
who's the dude with the long hair in right field? No, I know.
Anyhow, I got a call a couple days ago from my bud Adam Shine. If you've ever watched that show, it's a good show. I don't always agree with him. He had a statement on there. He said that the Dodgers are winning the World Series this year. On every ranking I have seen, they are number 1. Do you believe that? Do you buy the Dodgers this year?
I know that they're going to go pretty far with Kenta Maeda, Kershaw. They got a pretty good pitching
They have one of the
rotation with
best-
Kenley Johnson, best
They have one of the
closer
best
in the
pitchers
game.
in Rio. Ryu, the lefty, he has like the lowest ERA in baseball.
Yeah, Ryu, Maeda.
I don't feel like I
Kirsch.
know enough to talk on this subject.
Then let's talk about their hitting. We got Bellinger.
All right, let's
Josh
talk
Turner.
about Bellinger here. Who is winning
How about-
the MVP race?
He is, you know why? Because he's raking in the ladies.
No,
They're running
But
into
so
Huggins.
is Cody Yelich. Cody,
No, Christian Yelich.
Christian Yelich.
He's winning MVP.
He's
That dude
winning
is
MVP.
hitting
Okay,
only
doubles.
because he is slamming beers on the side of the Bucks court with my brother, as you watched the last video, Aaron Rodgers. Christian Yelich, Aaron Rodgers, slamming beers on the
And
sideline.
you can't
Nothing
forget
better.
about the center.
Beluga.
Or Bucati or
Something like
Bugatti or
Bakiari.
Bakiari. Yeah.
He's a
that
legend.
you can pound. Let's see Mason Channel is inner chugging right here.
No,
Let's see.
Let's not.
Anyhow, that is the greatest moment in sports history right there. If you get a little Twitter fight going on about slamming beers on the side of an NBA court, nothing better than that. You love to see it.
Also, a little pardon my take filler. Any pardon my take viewers out there, if he wins the home run derby, they gotta eat each other's ass.
What if he's? They don't even know if he's
PFT
in
and
yet.
Big.
Oh, he's
gonna be in.
bitch.
PFT and Big Cat will have to eat each other's ass if he wins that.
Talking
I
about
don't think he's gonna.
talking about
You
dinger
think he's
hitters.
gonna win?
Let's put our 8 that we think's gonna be in the home run derby this year.
R8.
Yeah, 8 people.
Someone give me a piece of paper.
Let's just fucking use free.
All right,
freehand.
all right,
We
so-
got Yelich,
Okay, definitely Yelich and Bell.
Bellinger,
There's your home runs. I think
Bryce Harper. Probably.
no. Bryce
You
Harper.
think our
Reese
boy
Hoskins.
our boy Josh Bell
I
can
think-
make it
I
run?
think Josh Bell
yeah,
could
Josh
be in
Bell.
it.
Reese Hoskins made for the
Reese
Phillies.
Hoskins for the Phillies. I can see that. The thing about the AL.
Jose Altuve's been pretty hot with the bat. He's been hitting a lot of home runs
He's not
lately.
hitting. I can definitely see some from the Astros though. Maybe Gurriel or
Chirinos?
no.
He's a good catcher.
I like the La Tortuga, the tortoise from the
from
Twins. I like that.
He's a speed demon on the base pass.
Yes, he
Let's
is.
talk about him.
Talk
he's
about
he's
meatball
about
that can run.
250 to 300, and he can chug around that base.
About 5'10".
When that helmet flies off, you see that hair flowing. You know the turbo's kicked in. When
Just
you see
like
the
Cole
hair.
Tucker.
Oh, God, yeah.
All the ladies. The Yankees have a couple studs on the team, of course.
Is Aaron
No,
Judge,
but let's-
Aaron Judge is back.
No,
now, right?
no, he isn't.
He's not.
Let's talk
He's
about
in,
it.
he's in the minors right now,
Yeah.
isn't he? So he's the judge is coming.
And they're just
Judgment Day is coming, fellas.
All stand, the judge.
All
I
right.
don't think he's
Court
gonna
is in
make it to
order.
the NBA. I don't think he's gonna make
Turn,
it to
turn.
the Home run derby.
I don't think he's going to make it. It's too close to All-Star break so far. But
Tune into our All-Star Game special. I'll give you a date when it's closer.
all right, let's jump across the pond here. I know we are pretty big fantasy football junkies around here.
Oh God, yeah.
If you guys ever want to get on a little squad, get a little team running, just hit us up.
Get
hit
a
us up in
league
the
going on.
comments.
We'll
and
take your money gladly.
hit us up in the comments in the YouTube video. We'll definitely love to get a little league started. We're gonna go down, and I think we're gonna start with Chops. Who do you think, if you had the #1 pick, who are you taking and why?
God.
I don't know. I don't know who I'm taking first round, honestly. The years past, there's been some straight up, they're gonna be,
Like Le'Veon Bell and AB. You know to pick them first round, but
Right.
now I have no faith in either of them.
there's no certain pick. I know you said you did a mock draft and you took Christian McCaffrey first overall.
I did in the other one, I liked it better. I had a little inside here. I had the 12th pick in the draft, therefore I had the first pick of the second round.
So you had 12 and 13.
And I had a draft of Todd Gurley and James Conner on the same team.
See, I think James Conner is going to have a good year this year.
Definitely. I'm
Good.
not
If you
just
can
saying
get him-
that.
If you get him second and third round, I think that is stellar value. Obviously, depending on what size your league is.
See,
But if it's a 12-team league, getting James Conner in the second or third
he's
round.
never going to make it that far.
You don't think? You think
No.
he's first round for sure in a
Everyone
12-team
is going
league?
to pick him in the
Ah.
top first round. Unless it's an 8-team league or a 10-team league, then we'll talk. But any team,
But
any league
If
greater
it's
than that,
PPR, you really think he's going first round still?
yes.
In PPR?
Because who the Steelers have? They,
My boy Juju.
Yeah, I think he could be a
I know
potential
that. I'm
first
talking about
rounder.
running
First
back.
round?
Yeah,
Then
Ben
he's not-
Roethlisberger.
Okay.
He has a couple little nobodies to pass to, but you already
James Washington ain't bad, and we just picked up another
Let's
guy.
be honest,
I know,
with
I know he's
AB out-
short and quick.
with AB out. You already
don't
know
need that guy. He's
You already know
struggling.
Roethlisberger's going to be looking to throw to Schuster every time, and I'm not a Steelers fan. I can't stand him, but I gotta admit that Ben Roethlisberger is probably one of the best QBs in the league. And Schuster, he's been playing with AB for like about a year or two, and so I bet he's learned some stuff from him. So I could see him being one hell of a
Hopefully,
first
he didn't
round
learn how to
pick.
be a teammate for him, because man, that would be terrible.
I definitely think with the Steelers, not just because I'm a Pittsburgh fan, but the Steelers always have good running backs to pick in fantasy because
Oh God, yeah.
they are not a running back by committee team.
No.
They
sir.
drafted Benny Snell, which I love Benny Snell. I think he very looks like the bus for the Pittsburgh fans out there. I think he gets his feet under him, starts getting ready, and gets that build. I think he could be a very key piece to the Steelers offense. But beginning the year, it's going to be all James Conner. I mean, everywhere. Beginning drives, at the end of drives, it's going to be James Conner. And I think that's where his value is going to come from. I think it's volume. I think volume is where he's going to get his value. Unlike other teams that have running back like committee, like the Eagles, like the Browns, I mean, Nick Chubb I think can be a steal too.
I know that once Kareem Hunt
Once
comes
Kareem
out,
Hunt
that could
comes
be a
back,
different
yes.
story. Which
But-
we don't know how. Is that for sure 6 games, or is it 8?
I think it's 8. I think it's 8.
But what if Nick Chubb has a hell of a start of the season and then he has to share time with Kareem? Because I think if I was the Browns and Nick Chubb was having a hell of a year, I would start him over Kareem.
Yeah, but again, look at that. You think about the Saints last year with Alvin Kamara and Ingram.
That's who I would take first overall.
Kamara.
Alvin Kamara.
That's who I would take first overall.
Just because Ingram's out of there.
Ingram's out, and he had a good year last year. Plus, I think the Saints are going to be coming back angry again. That whole
Pass interference thing.
Pass interference.
Whoever that ref was, he needs to get out of the league.
Oh,
he needs
God.
to be freaking sent
whenever they're
away.
making rules because you're so bad at your job, that's not how you know it's rough.
Talking about drafting Benny Snells and stuff, let's talk about the Dolphins drafting and trying to build up their O-line and then trading for Josh Rosen. Do you think, and then them getting Ryan Fitzpatrick, of course, but do you think with Fitzpatrick teaching Rosen and stuff, because we know that Fitzpatrick won't be there for his whole career, but maybe Rosen, could you see him maybe becoming a franchise QB for them, or you think he'll be only there for about 2 or 3 years?
I think he can be a franchise quarterback. Honestly, I didn't think that Josh Rosen fit in the Cardinals' offense. I still, like I said last time, I don't think Kyler Murray is the Cardinals' answer. I don't think it is. I think the Cardinals will be another terrible team this year coming up. I don't think Kyler Murray is the answer in the NFL. I think Josh Rosen is. Josh Rosen.
Ezekiel Elliott.
If Josh
think
Rosen
I
can
lied.
develop for the Dolphins, I think he can be a franchise.
I lied
quarterback.
on my first overall pick. I'll be taking Saquon Barkley first overall.
Okay, let's talk about the Giants. Saquon Barkley, of course, great running back. Quads for life. You gotta love him.
Thick.
Does Daniel Jones have any chance of starting this year?
Oh God, they're gonna ride that
They're
Eli
gonna-
Manning train till his legs
The
fall
Giants
off.
are going to become more of a running offense because they got rid of Odell Beckham. They still have
They still
Sterling
have Sterling
Shepard.
Shepard and Evan Ingram.
Yeah, but still, I could see them
I
handling.
think Ingram's
let's
gonna be a
honest,
good tight end. I'd
Saquon
be a good
could go
tight end
through
pick.
anything.
Like if you're sitting 5th round looking for a tight end, Ingram wouldn't be a bad
Yeah,
pick.
definitely.
I don't know if Josh Rosen is going to be a franchise quarterback, and that's for one reason. Because the Dolphins' wide receivers are not that great. We have
You don't think Devontae Parker's that good?
no, that was their worst decision of their life. Signing him, they should send him away to free agency or traded him. So we have Gesicki, Parker, and then we have Kenyon Drake, who is a very good running back in my opinion. If he could go to the Steelers or
We don't
the
want him.
Dallas, like I'm just saying, with the Patriots with a good offensive line, he would be in the top 5 for running back. Like he still makes it happen some games with the Dolphins' shitty ass line.
I agree with that.
Okay, if you could have any quarterback in fantasy this year, you're sitting in the 3rd round, and
You're drafting a quarterback in the 3rd round.
you think
No.
you wouldn't draft a quarterback in the 3rd
Not
round?
in the 3rd round.
According to ESPN,
Don't be that guy to take a
calculations
quarterback in the 1st round. You look like an idiot. Okay,
Yeah.
don't do
According
it.
to ESPN's
Second round,
calculations
don't do
here,
And don't be the guy to draft all the players from the same team. Just don't be that guy.
Yeah, because then you're boning the bye week. You don't want to be that guy.
Okay, let's say
aside
I'm
from
sitting.
QBs, let's go to
Wait,
wide
wait,
receivers
wait,
real
wait, we
quick.
just got-
Why is
we just got the
Devontae?
QBs.
Why is Devontae Adams at the top?
Oh,
Because
wide
he's playing with a
receiver.
bad man with the name of Aaron Rodgers.
He's playing with my brother, my main man,
He's a bad man.
Aaron Rodgers.
I think Julio
Okay.
Jones deserves that one spot.
I don't care
He didn't have a
who
good
the
year
wide
last
receivers
year.
are.
He didn't have a good year.
I don't care who the wide receivers are. If you have Aaron Rodgers taking snaps behind your center, those wide receivers are gonna like.
Are you taking Aaron Rodgers as your dream quarterback?
I
Aaron
would take
Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers. Oh hell yeah!
In fantasy?
Yes.
in fantasy?
Yeah.
This
Yes.
year, yes.
I would. Let's do our 3 QBs that we would take.
You're taking 3 QBs? That's
No,
that's a
like
waste of
if
a
we
best
had
player.
if you know like
Yeah,
you know
top
what I mean.
three.
Top three. You go first. We go left to right.
All right, definitely. Aaron Rodgers. All right, you definitely got to do Aaron
Oh
Rodgers.
hell yeah!
You know what? Just because the rushing attack, I'm gonna probably draft Josh Allen because I think he has a high upside. I definitely do.
You like that tallness?
I do like. I love his rushing ability. I'm a runner. I like to run. I actually hate to run, but I like to see people run. I think he is a
I don't
lot.
like to run, but I love to see him run.
Yeah, he's
Didn't
a
the Buffalo
firework
Bills
player.
just acquire like a decent wide receiver, so we'll have someone to throw to, or did they trade one?
I'm not sure.
I mean, the Bills?
Yeah, the Bills.
I could tell you. Who's your number 3?
My number 3. That's a little harder, but I know we were talking about this earlier. I'm probably gonna go for a rookie.
Give us a
quarterback.
sleeper. Give us a sleeper.
Give her a
Your third
sleeper?
one's sleeper.
No, 3 and
No,
then
no,
a
no, no,
sleeper.
no. 2 and a
Yeah,
sleeper.
2 and a sleeper. 2 and a sleeper, because
Alright.
you're probably gonna draft 2. All right, my sleeper pick. If I had to, it's gonna be my boy Sam Darnold.
Oh,
The bust.
I think you think he's a bust,
Huh,
which
I don't think I know.
I agree. Last year, his first
The
year in
Jets
the
are
league,
going to be terrible.
the first year in the league, he definitely struggled. No doubt about it. He definitely did. Josh McCown is gone. All right? And I will say it right now, Josh McCown is not someone to learn from. All right? He's not. Sam Darnold had to look at him last year and learn from him. And let's say Sam Darnold probably didn't learn anything. He probably didn't. Okay, everyone knew that Le'Veon Bell was going there. I think.
He went there because that's the place he had the most.
and to go with about Darnell, the Jets really, when you think about it, do not have that bad of an offensive line with their center being the
You
dude.
just like their head coach because you're next off.
No, that's
No.
not it. The wide receiver core is not bad. Quincy and Nunwa and
then-
Robert Anderson.
And then they have a good offensive line, the dude with the afro. I don't know his name, but everyone knows what I'm talking about.
I just believe-
No one will be pushing him from the inside. If they have Le'Veon Bell stick back and play and get Darnell a couple of seconds, like about 5 seconds, in a quick
Do you
slant,
think he can throw piss missiles, eh?
yes.
He's my sleeper. That's all I gotta say.
All right,
when
next.
the Jets make the playoffs this year, you guys are gonna come back to me.
Playoffs.
Playoffs. Yes.
Aren't they in
I'm
the
gonna-
same division
As
as
the Patriots?
the Patriots?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Tom Brady can suck my wiener. Go ahead. The GOAT is no GOAT this year.
And just to give you guys a little heads up, Tom Brady is not in the top 10 for fantasy QBs
He's
this
not a
year.
good-
All he does is stand back there
He's
and
not
throw
a good
football.
fantasy QB. If you were a good fantasy player.
All right, my top 3 are going to be Aaron Rodgers, Patty Mahomes, and
Your
my
sleeper.
sleeper.
Heck no on Patty Mahomes. I'm sorry.
Let me do
You're
some
buying the
research.
Madden curse.
Madden.
I'm not buying that Madden curse. I'm going to shoot you guys back to maybe a little bit before some of our viewers' time. Way back to 2009, my first ever Madden I played. Drew Brees was on that cover, and I remember them talking
was
to
a
me
legend.
about the Madden curse. And that year he had one hell of a year. That I know that might have been the year they won the Super Bowl. Honestly,
It was probably the year after they won the Super Bowl, being there was on the cover.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, my sleeper is going to be.
I know who Chops' sleeper is.
My sleeper is going to be.
If he takes him,
That's not really
he's
a
getting kicked
sleeper,
off the show if he
honestly.
takes my sleeper. Do not say that man right there.
No, he's not a sleeper. He's gonna be trash.
I just.
My sleeper is going to be either.
One. Come on.
I don't know. It's the
Pick
tie
one.
between
Pick
Mitchell
one.
Trubisky or Jimmy Garoppolo. Because
Jimmy Garoppolo is a risky pick
No.
because he's coming off an injury.
No, I wouldn't even draft him.
Jimmy
No.
G?
I
Okay,
would.
you're telling me you're sitting there week 2, say you're starting QB, blows out his knee in the first game.
You weren't taking
You're
him.
not
I'm
picking up
saying
Jimmy G
it.
off waivers?
No.
I am.
Oh, I am.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh.
God, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, I'm gonna give you my QB.
He's gonna be like a Carson Wentz.
You think?
Carson Wentz.
See,
No.
don't get, Carson Wentz was a great fantasy
Exactly. Until he blew out his knee, and guess what happened? He has sucked.
player. See, he didn't have to worry about that. 'Cause he had Big Dick Nick back there to back him up.
That's exactly right. Who does Jimmy G have to back him up? Nick Mullins. Yeah. He can go maul my toilet and freaking flush it for
Nick
me.
Mullins played good in that primetime game. Don't
One
come
game.
with that
One
stuff.
game.
As a third-string quarterback in the NFL last night, that ain't bad.
No.
All right,
All right, let's hear it
here's
from Chuck.
my.
Hey!
It's a dinger.
Jump home gun! You're
Jump
just gonna
home.
bomb. We're watching Pirate game
He
here.
ate.
8-1.
He raped that ball.
Let's just say Pirates are beating the Astros.
He hit that ball back to his native country.
Back
Good
in
old
Korea.
South Korea.
Gotta love them. And
Just a little update for you guys. It's the top of the 6th. We got the Pittsburgh Pirates ahead by 7, 8-1. Jung Ho Gung just going yard.
Man, look at that swing, so smooth.
all
I
right.
don't really know what Houston's doing right now, honest to God. They're like,
Yeah,
seriously.
Houston's
They're pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And there's
little. Oh, I thought that was a gap.
Oh, web
I also
jump
thought
there.
that was a gap shot.
Anyhow, let's get back to the talk to your
All right.
chops. Let's hear your 3
Uh,
pieces.
This has been my guy for a couple. I've rode him for 2 seasons now as my starting QB, and I like him a lot. Deshaun Watson, I think he's he's got that little run threat going on, and of course he's got DeAndre Hopkins
Knee
to throw the ball
injury.
too. Listen, ain't no problem. Ain't no problem.
He came back from it though.
Exactly.
He came
And he
back.
did pretty good once he came back. My second one, big Baker guy, Baker Mayfield, my number 2.
yeah.
But Ben Roethlisberger was a very close right behind him because I like our Pittsburgh Steelers this year, guys. I like him a lot. My sleeper pick, it's my guy from the Ohio State University, Dwayne Haskins.
Nope.
You better watch. He's in one of the shittiest divisions in the NFL. It's going to be an easy division for him to get warmed up, and I think the Redskins are going to fly under the radar there for a little bit.
Yeah, I think Dwayne Haskins is probably the best QB to come out of the draft.
I think exactly.
I honestly do.
No, I don't think any of it. No.
I like
never,
how the,
never mind. I'm
the
not saying
Redskins,
anything I don't want to be.
the Redskins team, I think, the Redskins team's always had a decent wide receiver core with
Right.
Doxton and
Pierre
Crowder.
Garcon.
Did they just get a
Got
running
traded.
back too?
Well, they had Jared or Goose or
Guys.
They
Well, he got
drafted
he got
Geis.
hurt, didn't he?
He got hurt last year, which he is coming back. I think that he can be. I mean,
He can be a
very,
good running
very
back if he
good
stays
running back.
healthy.
And then they always had Thompson back, and he's been the pass
And Alex
catcher.
Smith was having a really good year until he got hurt.
Exactly.
They were coming back. Didn't they win like 5 straight games or something like that?
Yeah.
They were on a roll there. They were coming
they
for
were
the top of
coming
the
back.
division, and then of course that terrible injury, him snapping his leg like that, a piece of celery just.
All right.
What?
Talking about Dwayne Haskins, I personally am not a fan of those like running QBs. Like
Dwayne
He's
Haskins
not.
is not a running
He's
QB.
Big Ben. He's a pocket passer. Did you not watch?
most people from Ohio State are runners.
He's not though.
You're
We
trying
beat Bill
to
offense.
talk about Kyler Murray. That's who you're thinking of.
He's not from Ohio State. You're thinking.
I'm
You're thinking J.T. Barrett. J.T. Barrett was a rusher for us.
Braxton Miller.
Yeah, and then
None
he
of
switched
them
to one
have
receiver, and we had
amounted
J.T.
to-
Barrett and Cardell Jones. They were rushers. But we changed our offense this year. He was a really good pocket passer. He can sling that football
I
down the
might
field.
just be biased here, but I can't stand Ohio State. You already know Clemson for like. I'm not a bandwagoner. I've been riding that train for
Best
about
college.
5 years now.
Best college out there, Slippery Rock University.
Oh,
Let's
God,
go
yeah.
West Hills. You know
Yes,
what? We're hoping
shout out
David
to West Hills.
David
If he
Johnson.
somehow, by some ungodly chance, is watching this video, go get him, buddy. The Rock is behind you. Go get that starting
David
job
Johnson
for
to
the
blow out
NFL
your
College.
knee so West
Yes,
Hills can
this is
have
kind
a
of terrible to
chance.
say, but I really hope he gets hurt again so we can see our Slippery Rock alum go tear it up on an NFL field.
What team
Go
is it?
Rock.
The Cardinals, man. He's their backup.
You know who Ian Park is? He went to Slippery Rock. He plays for the Eagles.
I heard that name before.
All right.
All right.
What about wide receivers? Who's your go-to wide receiver right now.
Julio Jones
Oh, heck
or
no.
Schuster. I'm
No.
I'm
If
running the
I-
Schuster train.
top-
I like that dude.
Top 2 wide receivers, DeAndre Hopkins. And I'll take Juju. I mean, I like Juju.
Yeah, I'm feeling Juju.
He's ranked number 6.
I
on
definitely.
ESPN right
What
now.
about Keenan Allen? What do you feeling about him? And
Nah.
with Phillip Rivers.
Nah, I don't buy Keenan Allen. I think Odell and Jarvis Landry would be higher if they were on separate teams, but since they're together, I think that's
It's
going
going to lessen their
decrease
value.
their value.
They're going to drop by at least 4 points
Yeah,
each. I think.
exactly. I think that's why they're
And
not
let's
in the
be
top
honest,
10.
Jarvis Landry did not have that great of a fantasy year last year.
Yeah.
Well,
I drafted
let's
him
be
in like the
honest,
4th round, and that
It
really
wasn't really his fault. Let's think about the QB there and the offensive
Baker
line.
Mayfield is a dog, okay?
Jarvis Landry played for
For the whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. What are you two wideouts?
Let's talk about all right, 2 wideouts. Julio Jones, and then I'm gonna have to go with Stephon Diggs.
No.
Yes.
Adam Thielen.
Adam Thielen's definitely the better
I
wide
forgot
receiver,
about Thielen.
fantasy value there.
Okay.
And with Julio Jones, not to burst your bubble on anything, Julio Jones in the red zone is an absolute disaster.
Yeah,
Matt Ryan has
If he's
not
PPR, if it's a PPR league, you can get better value for Julio.
I don't
Matt
care, but
Ryan
he can
can't
cook.
see him. It's like
Cook them cornerbacks.
I'm not a big Julio. I wouldn't draft Julio.
he's
if
always
he's sitting in
had
the
height.
5th round, I mean, you can't pass that up.
5th round.
But
I think he's definitely going higher, but
I
think,
know. But what I'm saying is, if he's in there in the 5th round,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
understand.
you
Let's
gotta-
talk about Amari Cooper
Can I
leaving
not-
Oakland and going to New England.
He got what?
Amari Cooper went to the freaking.
He got traded to
Cowboys.
Dallas.
Oh wait,
Get
that's
your facts
Julian
straight.
Edelman. Never mind.
I
Sorry.
think
Hold up,
that
hold
trade
up.
honestly has benefited for the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's a
I mean,
big
you saw it
benefit.
last
Their
year.
offense is completely
Yeah,
different now.
their offense
Well,
is so
I mean, no
much
shade
better.
on Cole Beasley. He was good. Also, I mean,
That's the
Cowboys
wide receiver
offense,
that the Bills got. Cole Beasley.
Yeah, cool.
That's
I think the Bills, or not the Bills, the Cowboys could be decent this year. That they got Jason Witten back out of that Monday Night Football booth. He's coming back. My 2 wideouts, I am liking Michael Thomas for New Orleans.
That's a good pick.
They lost to obviously Mark Ingram out of the backfield. Someone's gonna have to pick up the ball more a little bit. I like Michael Thomas. Also, dude, I go Juju Smith-Schuster,
You got
number 2.
I like him.
And if Juju Smith-Schuster would be gone, I'd probably go Adam Thielen
Adam
for
Thielen.
as my second wide receiver. What do you guys think of Mike Evans? He's always rated very high, but usually
I
doesn't
don't
get
like
production.
QB situation.
He doesn't usually get the
I
production.
think he'd be better if he had a solid QB, but I always liked Winston, but he's always played down to the hype, and I think that's
And he has a little trouble with drugs.
yeah. Honestly, I mean
Didn't they get another quarterback in the? Did they sign somebody or something? Did they draft somebody
I'm not sure.
later rounds? I thought they got different quarterbacks.
I think that's the problem with Mike Evans, though. I think Mike Evans is
I
very
think he's a-
talented.
I think he's a good wide
If
receiver,
he
but
could go to a team with a good QB, he'd be a god.
what about you? Like Sammy Watkins?
No.
Kansas City?
No,
No.
I'm not effing
No?
with that.
I've never
Tyreek Hill. He's a sleeper.
Uh,
I don't even see him up here in the top
Because
18.
he's suspended, bud.
Oh yeah,
Tyreek.
He beat the shit out of. He broke his son's arm.
His
or
arm
something
snapped
like
like a piece of
All right,
celery.
aside from that,
that.
I might
No,
be
domestic dispute.
tripping here, or I'm not. I wasn't that up to date with it. But let's talk about Des Bryant. Is he still just like chilling as a free agent or
He
nothing?
practiced with the Saints for one time and he blew out his knee.
Yeah.
He tore his Achilles.
But I saw on Instagram he's been putting in work.
Oh, I mean, it definitely could
Let's
be a
talk
decent
about
pick.
a team that he would be a good fit for.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Before the
That's
Before
we got rid of all
Cleveland
that
Browns.
negative locker chemistry.
I'm saying.
I don't want more negative coming here. We're in a Hakuna Matata mindset right now as Pittsburgh Steelers. We're there, we're chill, we're ready to win football games, okay?
All right. Well then,
Okay.
if you don't like the Pittsburgh Steelers, I definitely think
I think
maybe the
Seahawks.
Giants.
oh,
I like Seahawks.
Seahawks aren't going to
DK
sign him because
Metcalf.
my boy DK Metcalf.
I know, but you add a third wide receiver, Des Bryant. Let's be honest, their backfield in Seattle is probably not going to be very good. They're
Their
going to need to throw
backfield.
the football.
You don't think Chris Carson's good?
I wouldn't. I'm not a big fan.
what about Rawls? Does he still play for Seahawks?
He does, but he's
He's
trash.
He's not very good.
I don't know. I mean, I definitely can see the Giants maybe signing him. I mean, I haven't even seen anything about this, Brian. But if he would come back and float back up in the NFL,
I could see
mean,
the Bills.
the Bills, honestly, yeah, the Bills.
And the Bills would be a team to take a chance.
Yeah.
On the guy like that. You touching anybody from Philly in fantasy this year?
The Eagles? No. They have Miles Sanders drafted for
Nick Foles wouldn't be a bad backup.
Yeah, that would
QB.
not be a bad.
You know, I mean, he needs to give you what, maybe like max 3 games. Hopefully, if all goes good, that wouldn't be bad. What about Calvin Ridley? You liking him for Atlanta this year?
Yes, definitely. I think because
But he's still the number 3 wide receiver in that offense.
Mohamed Sanu, is that the other wide receiver?
Yes.
Yeah, he's old. I don't like that.
He's
That
like
dude can catch.
He's like 27. I think.
Yeah, but Calvin Ridley popped off later in the season, and I don't know. It's just like the AB situation with Juju. AB got so much attention, it opened it for Juju. I think Julio Jones gets the attention. Calvin Ridley benefits.
Okay, I see that. But Calvin Ridley's going to be in the slot, though, which I think that's also better for him. I think that'll help him out a lot.
I think Calvin Ridley's brother, he got drafted this year. I
Riley.
think he was a steal.
Who got him?
I know that they got picked like a couple picks before the Steelers picked their wide receiver.
So,
But
yeah, it would have been 3rd round.
Yeah, he went late, but I definitely, if he's anything like Calvin, I think he was a steal.
Yeah.
Back to the Eagles. Who is their tight end?
Zach Ertz.
Yeah, Ertz.
Yeah, he's pretty good. That's one guy I would take, honest to God.
And as your tight end, that's who you're taking your tight end 1?
No, I'm taking Travis Kelce. He's
Dude, you chest bump a lot.
been for me for about 2 or 3 years, and he's been put up in points for me.
I think a sleeper tight end that not a lot of people drafted last year
George Kittle.
used to play
No one took George
for
Kittle last year.
the Eagles. I think it's Trey Burton. I think
yeah,
Mitch
He was pretty good for
Trubisky.
Chicago
Mitch
last year. on the
Trubisky.
waiver. He was a good pickup on the waiver wire.
I think the Bears are. I mean, gonna still be good this year. I
Their
definitely see
defense
that.
is still
Yeah,
intact.
definitely think the Bears are gonna be good. I like Trey Burton just because I mean, really, you don't really have another tight end to go to, and he did do work for the Eagles when the Eagles had him. I just like him for Chicago.
I like George Kittle this year, especially if Jimmy G can stay healthy. Obviously, we said before in the show, Evan Ingram. That's another. Because
He's always a good pick.
And
He's
there's
always-
no one. There's no one in New York to throw the football to now. Evan Ingram's probably gonna get 10 targets per game. I would say.
At least.
What about Hunter Henry for the Chargers?
Didn't he get
He's
injured
pretty
last year?
solid.
He got hurt last year. I think he gets hit with an
Or
injury a lot.
Hooper for the.
I don't like
Atlanta.
Austin Hooper.
I
He
think
was putting up points
I think
every
Vance
couple
McDonald could possibly be really
The
good.
Vanimal, baby.
The Vanimal. I mean,
gotta
whenever
love
you're
him.
trucking brothers like
He
that.
plows just like Bauer snowing maintenance does.
Oh, God.
Plows through everything.
You think Greg Olson could come
No.
back, or is his
No.
career
No.
pretty much over?
His foot is all frigged up, and that's never getting healthy.
We got Trey Burton down here as
Yeah.
number 19.
Yeah, he's a steal, like I'm saying. He's definitely a steal.
Noah
Jimmy
Fant.
Graham?
Noah Fant for Denver is ranked 22nd. He was a 1st-round pick for Denver, and of course you got Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco looks those tight ends. You know, Dennis Pitta had a really good couple years there for Baltimore whenever Joe Flacco was there. I think that could be a good waiver wire pickup. I mean, you got Jimmy Graham there with Green Bay, but that didn't really work out last year.
Jimmy Graham has not worked out for a lot of teams.
Only the Saints.
Yeah, honestly.
You think the ex-Steeler Jesse James could have a decent year with Detroit, or are you not buying that?
No, I'm not buying
You think
that.
Tyler Eifert's going to make a comeback this year after that devastating leg injury?
Don't they have another tight end now? I
Yeah,
thought they picked up somebody.
They have I don't remember.
I don't know.
But that was a horrible injury. God, that was disturbing to watch.
Oh, and Detroit also got T.J. Hawkinson, 2 Iowa tight ends taken in the 1st round of the draft this past year. Those are guys. Put them on your watch list. Keep an eye on them. They have a good first 2 weeks. Those guys you just might want to stash on your bench in case they continue to improve in their production.
Man, Jung Ho Kung with a web gem over there behind the 3rd base line. Over the
Jesus.
shoulder catch.
Oh, laying it back.
Oh,
Oh,
catch.
they rip.
That replay was brought to you thanks to Allegheny Health Network.
What about defenses? What defenses you?
Ooh, I don't
I
know.
don't know. I still like you said Chicago. I just like Khalil Mack. I mean, definitely he's a force.
I think Pittsburgh's defense
Yeah,
could surprise some
Pittsburgh
people
defense.
this
If
year.
Devin Bush plays up to the height, then yes.
With TJ Watt, God, you see that dude is a beast. Maybe Houston. I like JJ Watt.
Yeah, but that's not really worked lately.
Houston didn't have a bad defense last year. I think they were top 5 defenses actually. I think I actually had them as my defense for the past couple weeks.
Did the Dolphins go with Cameron Wake?
No.
Who did you go to?
The Rams could be a decent defense.
Yes.
But being that their playing style is so fast, that kind of hurts their defensive numbers because the opposing team gets more possessions. You just gotta watch for stuff like that.
Just a little shout out here. USA women's soccer, keep it up. Let's go. I mean, we want to bring the World Cup back to the United States.
If you're up by 13, don't slow down. You can kick their asses. Don't slow down.
Power to the metal.
Yeah, full bore till the finish. Strong till the finish.
United States for life, baby. Let's go. Love you, Alex Morgan. You are a hot babe. USA.
All right. That about rounds it up.
I want to go to a little bit back, jumping across the pond, back to the NBA. Okay.
Ooh, okay. Okay, I see you.
All right.
I think that a lot of teams definitely stole players late in the draft, but
Yes, that's true.
I definitely think that
I think this is a very good draft.
it's full of great players. It's very, very good. Do you think how am I going to try to say this? Who can be
The next Kyle Kuzma.
the next? Everyone thinks that Zion Williamson is going to be the face of the Pelicans, which of course he is. Yeah, this year he's the face of the Pelicans.
Yeah.
Which player do you think can be the face of a franchise and be a player
Successful.
like your boy Dwayne Wade was? He was basic. I mean, he played for the
Chicago
Bulls. He played for the Bulls a little bit, yeah. But he played for Miami for so long. His legacy is never going to be forgotten. Who do you think can lay a legacy like that?
I think, Jesus,
I mean,
It was a very loaded question, but honestly, that's something we got to think about every draft. Which legacy do you think was born?
R.J. Barrett to the New York Knicks.
I think RJ Barrett has the best opportunity. If he
KD
can turn
went-
that,
if KD would go there for a little bit and then
I think he's
retire,
better off
he'd
if
be
he does it
face
by
of
himself.
that for
as far
life.
as legacy goes, I think he's better off if he does it by himself. If you are the man that turns
I think they
the
need to get
team
a better
Do you
of the
think
New York Knicks
with-
around as a
With
franchise,
RJ Barrett, let's say the Knicks go out and get a free agent.
I think the Knicks need to go for Capella off the trade block. That'd be a great
they actually,
fit.
Robinson's not a bad center. Not a bad young center.
Let's say the Knicks go out and get a free agent. Let's say, what would happen if the New York Knicks made the playoffs last year and the Pelicans didn't?
Wait, next year, Knicks make
Next year.
playoffs.
Pelicans don't.
I think next year's too soon for
both teams?
I think Pelicans have a real chance, especially with the Warriors being banged up, to make it. And
Well,
I'm
why?
not-
Why
I'm
do you think that?
Okay,
He's riding.
I don't buy the Nuggets. They're not. I buy the Nuggets. I don't buy the Timberwolves at all. I don't think they're a very good team. I don't think Cat's that good, to be honest with you.
You don't think Cat's
Oh
good?
my God, bro!
He's
Well,
the
Andrew
face of that
Wiggins-
franchise.
Shout out to Andrew Guth. He is a big Cat fan,
Yeah. I
and
don't
he's a
know why
smart
the
man
hell-
for that. Aside from NBA talk, let's talk about some of those custom shoes he rocks. That is
PJ Tucker's the king of that. It doesn't even matter.
I
No,
definitely
he
think
just
Kawhi
rocks
Leonard with the New Balance, nothing can
Yeah.
beat that.
Ultimate dad move.
Or Klay Thompson with the Anta. You
No.
never even hear that stuff, and he's rocking it and stroking
Kawhi
from
Leonard,
behind the yard.
great New Balance.
All right, back to
All right.
back to
I think
Timberwolves.
I
back
think
to
this
the
is how the
Timberwolves.
West is gonna go. I think Denver's gonna get the #1 spot next year.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't
with
buy the
Bull.
Joker?
No.
I got Bull. We got
Jamal Murray.
No, I'm not buying it.
Will Barton. You're not buying that.
No.
I like them to win the West. Not win the West, but finish regular season with the best record in the West next year. Especially with the Warriors.
Nikolai Jokic.
Yes, the Joker.
The Joker.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah, exactly.
I could see Denver. Does Alfred Payton still play for them? He
Oh,
was
I
a
thought
starting
he was
point
a
guard there
fan.
for a long ass time.
If- Because
Honestly, I think the Pelicans could be a 6 seed in the West.
no,
Who was going to finish ahead of them? Tell me.
I can't.
Oh,
I can't because
exactly.
I love the Hornets. I don't really like the West. I like the East.
Let's talk
But-
about the Sacramento Kings. They
have
have,
a
they have a
good young
good team,
core.
and what is
Good young
going
core.
on with them? Like, they should be having some pretty solid run. They got
Here's the
Fox, they got Bagley, Willie Cauley-Stein. Buddy Hield.
He's a dog. He
Like,
should have been an
what are
All-Star
they
this
do-
year. He kind of got the
Snubbed.
shaft. He got the shaft. He should have been.
Like,
he
what are
should
they
have been
doing?
an
Like,
All-Star.
they should be making some pretty solid runs with
No,
that
I
lineup.
think they've had. a
Willie
good couple
Cauley-Stein
years.
is a beast.
On
2K.
on 2K, not really.
Marvin Bagley's a beast. in
They
real life.
kind of got screwed because they didn't get their. They didn't have their first round pick this year in this good draft. They didn't have a first round
I still don't think you can sleep on Houston. Just because it's James Harden.
It depends on moves they make.
If Chris Paul leaves and they get someone decent or better for him, I mean, not of course that.
What if what would we do if Kyrie Irving went and filled Chris Paul's spot in Houston?
I don't think that'd work.
It wouldn't work. I don't think it'd work because
That's
they're
too-
both premier scorers.
Yeah, that's
And they both like the ball in their hands, and that's too
Yeah.
much.
But I think if you surround James Harden with any talent, I think he always.
What about-
has to
I
be-
What about Terry
Jay-
Rozier?
I think James
for the Rockets?
Butler is the move for.
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, James.
Jimmy.
I thought you said he was the
Jimmy
move
Butler.
for the Lakers.
Houston. I think the Lakers should go after him too. I think he's the best. Okay, he's not the best.
What about
free agent,
Terry
but
Rozier?
I think
to
he's the
Rockets?
best bargain contract free agent out
I like Terry Rozier.
That'd be a good. That'd be.
there.
Very
He would fit good
Yeah.
there, but I think the Celtics need to get him back because the Celtics can offer him the most money.
But you're a big scary Terry fan.
Oh God.
That'd be actually a good fit for Houston.
I
think
like
it would.
that.
Yeah,
too.
that would be.
Him and
You need a perimeter shooter that can play off ball. I mean, I like the defense that he brings. They definitely, you saw the result last year from them not having defense. They need to get that defense back in there. With they lost Trevor Ariza.
Yeah.
That was a big loss for them. They felt like the playoffs. They definitely have to get a defensive guy back in there, I would say.
Oh hell yeah.
I mean, I just don't. You can never count James Harden out, especially with the Warriors being banged up next year.
I wish
You-
he would have stayed.
You can't. You can't count James Harden out at all because I mean he is a great player.
and Russell, my God.
Yeah, imagine if that OKC crew would stay together.
Insane.
That would have been.
That would have been
That
a
would have been
super
the
team
next.
created.
That would have been the
more.
next Chris Bosh, LeBron James, and Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, but it would have been built naturally. That'd be the first thing we've ever seen. Because those were all of the Thunder's picks.
They took him first round, and they traded him away. That was before the beard and the hawk. He was just rocking the shaved head.
I mean, they had to. At that point, it was a money thing. They had salary cap issues. They had to fix that. And obviously, at that point, he was coming off their bench. I have no idea why, but he was coming off their bench. It was just a salary cap thing. But if they would have stayed together, all three of those players won MVPs.
I mean,
If they would have stayed, they'd be a really good team if they would have stayed together.
Thunder are actually doing pretty good with not having. Well, they had to approve some pretty good people, but Steven Adams and Russell Westbrook and Paul George, I think, are working.
They've been
pretty
talking
good.
about Steven Adams being on the trade block.
I think that's a stupid move. I think he's one of the best centers in the NBA.
Doesn't he have like 12 siblings? Just a little
Yeah.
shout out. Living in a house with 2 siblings, 2 girls, hard enough. 12?
Holy rip!
I would blow it.
I mean,
And he's the youngest, so he got all the bitch work.
yeah. I mean, shout out to Steven Adams.
Go get him, big
Go
guy.
get him. You made him the NBA. I mean, you can't get much better than that. But honestly,
Rake it in.
feel bad for your childhood. But yeah, going back to that, I just Russell Westbrook, Paul George. I think they could have done better than they did last year, and I think it was kind of disappointment. Especially, I know you're a Thunder fan. I mean, I'd be
I'm
disappointed.
a Thunder fan. Yeah, I like not the Lakers, the Clippers. Back when they had Chris Paul and Blake Griffin,
Lob
but
City.
neither one of them are on there now. But I do like
they
Shai
kinda blew that up.
Gorgeous Alexander. He's pretty good.
I like Montrezl Harrell for that team. I think he's
might
like
be
undervalued. He's a free agent, but
I knew it was traded.
I'm pretty sure he's a free agent.
No, he wasn't.
If he's not a free agent, they have him on a bargain contract. because he was a second-round pick for the Rockets.
I mean,
That was part of the CP3 trade.
then they got Patrick Beverly, an old Rocket.
He's a very good defenseman. Shout out to our viewers out there. If you have anything that you would like us to talk about, just drop it in the comments below. We'd love to see it.
No, we just said if they want to.
The viewers. I like that. Yeah. Talking about getting back to Sacramento Kings. They didn't have any first round picks, but they did have 3 second round picks. They got a guy from Wyoming at 40, Justin James. Yeah, I haven't honestly either. Who else did they get? Oh, they got Kyle Guy from Virginia. Really, that's a snag.
He went in the last
55.
He went 55. I was gonna say he went in the last 5 picks. That's a steal. I mean, I don't know if any of
That's
those.
like Isaiah Thomas like vibe right there.
I don't fucking
I like that.
Who else did they get?
Also, if you'd like,
they got a Serbian guy, Markinovic. I don't know. I've never seen him play. Sometimes those foreign guys work out. Sometimes they don't. It's hard to say.
if you'd like us to shout you out sometime during a performance, or
comment down below.
Comment.
We'll do well, I guess I'm not a permanent member, but I think they should do like 3 shout outs a video. But I was told by one person to shout them out because they're a big fan of Chops and Mason, JB Chop. And that person's Jake Eisman. He told me to shout him out. He's a big fan. So
Thanks
shout
for
out to him.
listening. Support's always welcome here. You know, we're trying to make it big out here in northwestern Pennsylvania, and all viewers count. So thank you, Jake. I think that we should jump back to the NFL. Too early Super Bowl projections.
Super Bowl
Jesus,
projections.
brother. I
Super
didn't
Bowl
even play
projections.
one game yet.
That's exactly why it's called too early.
I like our Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh my God,
Come on,
get out of
AFC.
here, bro.
Seriously, we got a new revamped defense. We got all the negativity out of the locker room. I like our running back situation. I like our
Who are
young
they playing in the
receivers.
Super Bowl?
I mean, I've said this before. The NFC is always a big mystery. It's kind of a shot in the dark. But you know, I think the Rams return.
Really?
Rams or Bears. I like Bears.
Bears. I'm going with the.
Or Saints. I could see Saints. Actually, I like a Steelers Saints matchup. That's my final answer.
I don't know. I don't even know. I was gonna say the Chiefs, but they really got no one anymore with
Yeah, they got
Tyreek beating his kid.
Jeez.
I think the Steelers are definitely gonna make it in the AFC. I think that's a good pick. But I think if Green Bay can go out and get another wide receiver,
You like their defense though? That's what
I like Aaron Rodgers. You have Aaron Rodgers on the other side of the field. You're always in it to win the
See,
game.
but here's the thing. NFC is different than AFC. AFC, you
I
could play that gunslinger style.
I mean,
NFC is more of a
AFC
defense.
is all about quarterback.
I mean, they could have a pretty lucky season and be winning heads or tails, whatever they call every game, and be getting the ball at halftime, which could be playing a crucial. The defense doesn't have to be that good. The defense doesn't have to be that good. They could just be scoring, and then if maybe the Packers will have the last possession, Roger just throws the bomb, that could win a game every time. The defense doesn't really have to be that
All
good.
I
I mean,
know
it plays a role, but
is if the Packers make it to the Super Bowl, Aaron Rodgers has got to learn how to slam beers. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, for real. That was kind of embarrassing there, bud. You got your smoking hot lady there next to you, Danica Patrick, and you can't slam one down.
No, I love it.
Is that your pick?
Those are my
Steelers,
picks.
Packers.
Steelers,
I
Packers.
don't know my picks.
You're gonna bow out.
You gonna think about it?
I like Trubisky, so I'm gonna go with the Bears, and I don't really know the difference between NFC and AFC. Honestly, I just know the teams.
What?
I'm gonna have to go with fuck.
Today.
Texans?
Texans are
Hell
AFC
no.
bad.
What are the Bears?
Bears are NFC.
Bears are NFC.
What about the Rams?
Yes.
Rams are NFC. Yeah, shot. Last episode we kind of made a big boo-boo, completely forgot about the Rams
Yeah,
being the same
We're
division.
talking about the 49ers making the playoffs. That's our bad. We're talking about their division
Definitely.
and how it's not good.
That being said, there's definitely going to be a wild card team come out of that division.
Yeah.
That's got the Chops stamp of approval right there.
I don't think the Rams are going to be as good just because I know Todd Gurley's kind of accident prone and injury prone, but
That dude is a beast.
I don't.
I've
never-
CJ Anderson though.
I've never really rode on Jared Goff though. I've never liked him.
Yeah, but Sean McVay's got the smoking hot girlfriend walking around motivating all his players.
He's got his own
They got
personal
Brandon.
assistant to hold him off the field.
Yeah.
You gotta love it.
They got
You gotta love it.
Brandon Cooks. Pretty good
Yeah,
receiver.
they're good receivers.
Cooper Cup is coming back.
Yeah,
Copper.
my little Cooper Cup.
Right.
All right. Well,
Want to do the outro?
Thanks for watching today's episode. We'll hope to see you next time.
later, boys.
Peace.